Yesterday, city police officers executed search warrants in the 0 to 100 block of Walter Street. The searches began around 1 o'clock. 4 individuals were arrested as a result of an ongoing investigation with the assistance of the Canadian Border Services Agency. Police were not concerned for public safety. Further details of the investigation will be released as they become available. Ontario has filed a challenge against the carbon tax with the country's top court, a move that comes days after Premier Doug Ford said that his government would decide on the fate of the legal case after the upcoming federal election. In a notice of appeal submitted to the Supreme Court of Canada yesterday, the province argues that Ontario's Court of Appeal was wrong to find the carbon price was constitutional and within the federal government's right to impose. The filing comes after Ford said on Friday that he would have to reassess Ontario's position on the legal challenge if Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberals were re-elected on October 21st. The Premier said voters would have the ultimate say on the issue. Environment Minister Jeff Yurek said, however, that the Progressive Conservative government was nonetheless moving forward with its appeal. Federal Finance Minister Bill Morneau criticized Ontario for that appeal, saying the province has no plan for the environment beyond stickers on gas pumps and now a costly and unnecessary Supreme Court challenge. He also called the case a waste of taxpayers' money. The Progressive Conservatives have earmarked about $30 million to fight the federal carbon price in court and wage a public relations battle with Ottawa over the tax. That fight includes making gas station owners place those anti-carbon tax stickers on pumps across the province by Friday. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says Dorian is expected to strengthen into a dangerous Category 3 hurricane and close in on the U.S. coastline by Sunday. Officials in Florida and Georgia are urging residents to get ready.
By Saturday is what we're expecting, and then continue to a major hurricane as we get really close to the Florida coastline. We could have tropical storm force winds approaching the coastline in Florida Sunday at 8 a.m. And that's something to remember. So really we need to be wrapping things up before that. So if you think about it, by Saturday, have the plan in place, have everything ready, listen to the local officials, so incredibly important, and listen to the latest forecast.
The Finnish Rest Home is hosting its annual raffle in support of the home, but with a set goal in mind. The bus they use is slowly degrading, and raffle tickets are being sold to earn the $160,000 needed to custom order a new bus for patrons. On TV, cameras went to Pinos, where the patrons were selling tickets in support of the initiative.
Okay, so we are in need of a new bus at the Ontario Finnish Rest Home. We've been fundraising for a couple of years, so we're selling raffle tickets this year. They're $20 each, and the first prize is a trip down the Danube River. So Prague to Budapest. It's worth over $10,000. And if you buy a ticket, your name is in for all the draws. If you win, your name goes back in. So all the proceeds from the raffle go towards buying a new bus, because as you can see, ours is it's in need of a few things. It is safe to drive. We do have it inspected. We just got back last week from one, but there is a leak in the roof that doesn't affect the driving, but it can cause mold. Our lift is functional, but it can be scary for a resident to get on there. If you're older, maybe you have dementia or mobility issues, getting on this lift might be scary if you're not used to it. The hashtag Get That Bus, we started that this year, just kind of like getting that out there. Let's get on and let's get that bus, so we can, the residents aren't really sure about hashtags, which is kind of funny. They're like, get that, but what does that say? So we're teaching them about hashtags this year. So it's kind of like custom made. We tell them what, like we just sort of designed it, and we have a picture inside of what it's going to look like. 160,000. I knew we were over halfway, so 72%. So if we sell out this year, we will get that bus. So help us sell out.
Ontario's highest court has nearly doubled the sentence for a man convicted of attempted murder for setting his girlfriend's house on fire and trying to trap her and two of her children inside, calling it a particularly heinous crime that warranted a more serious penalty. In a decision released yesterday, the Court of Appeal for Ontario said the 11-year sentence imposed on Kenneth Kormendy from Windsor was inadequate and demonstrably unfit. Instead, the court said Kormendy will face a sentence of 20 years with credit for the time he served in pre-sentence custody. The appeal court said the trial judge made several errors that affected the sentence, such as failing to properly consider the gravity of the offense and Kormendy's moral blameworthiness.